very active Thai member, and also now setting up a new vertical art studio, right? And you're the force behind it. Anyway, so it's a duo, husband and wife, both entrepreneurs and doing very well in the region. Some of you might know Vinay Jha. So we'll request her to say her story, and then we make this session more intense and interactive. We have some questions. I would request you guys to put in questions to her. And over to you, please.
And I belong to a very middle class family. My father was a government servant in DVV. So like every middle class family, like I grew up, studied in some convent schools and things like that. Then I did my graduation from Lady Irvine in Delhi itself, and I did textiles as my specialization. Then I worked with the Ministry of Textiles for 2-3 years in Ghaziabad, and then like all girls I got married and I shifted to Chandigarh. When I shifted to Chandigarh, then suddenly I realized like there is nothing for me to do over here in textiles basically. The next destination would be Panipat or something like that. Or maybe in Chandigarh, I was only left with the teaching only. I didn't want to go for that. So I was behind my husband like what to do now. And he was in Systems America at that time. So he was also thinking of, starting his own venture kind of a thing. So we both were discussing like what to start with, whether with IT or textiles. That was a dilemma at that time. So like in textiles, I did that very high-tech technology kind of a thing where all the designs, all the woven things, they get printed and woven right from the computer itself. That technology was not over here in Chandigarh, maybe very rare in Panipat only. It could be found in Delhi or not that kind of thing. So when we calculated, the investment was huge in textiles at that point of time if we would have thought of starting that thing. So we end up with like let's start with the IT, which Vinay has expertise. Then I said like what to do with me. I don't know about IT also. What can I handle in that? So then we discussed like can I handle the finance part and the HR, things like that. I even didn't have any clue about that. I didn't know what the international market is and things like that. And my son was also on the way at that point of time. So that was a good time for me to do my post-graduation, and I chose international business at that time. And international finance was my favorite subject. So I did a lot in that. And thereafter in 2004, Feb, we started our own venture. That's why the name Connoisseur Infotech. We started this private limited company, and we two were alone, like with 2 systems we started that. We taken a rental premise, and we hired 2 guys at that point of time. Like we were the one who were like receptionist also, PN also, and HR also, everything. We don't have that much funds also to start with, like to have such a lavish office and things like that. And slowly we developed that. We were into software developments. We got our first order. We celebrated that, then second, then third. And slowly within a span of 3.5 years, we had a good team of 35 people over there. We shifted the premise, we went into phase 9 Mohali, there we took our office. And 2008 was the era when, this Connoisseur was in full bloom. We were doing like anything, profits were much higher at that point of time. And then suddenly this recession came into being. So the whole plans which we were made at that point of time, they came down. But then also like it passed away, and things were better. We two were there. We had some cash stocks, things like that. We did that kind of the security, and we passed that phase also. And that was the time when we thought of developing a product also. And Archily came into being at that point of time, but in a very preliminary state, in its infancy, you can say. And then slowly within 2 years, 3 years time. And the time when Archily we thought of developing that, and slowly going along with the development also, we did with the product as well. And now we had a good clientele with the product also. So these are the two verticals which we are running successfully as of now, both the services and the product. So all you can say,
Exciting was it for you guys to get your first time?
just seeing that red mark over there, that yes, we got the bid. We did a party on that day. It was very, it was like an achievement for us.
Was it tough? Was it the period was a waiting period, or you?
It was a waiting period.
Quite a long?
Yeah. Not much. You can say, like say, working for another 2 months, 2.5 months. Getting into the system and things like that. Fine.
So you started in 2004, right? So a woman coming up in the region, especially in North India, especially Gujarat, as an entrepreneur. So how do you think you were accepted in the entrepreneurial buzz system? Because the ratio of women entrepreneurs in the region is very less.
Exactly. The time when we entered into, we were working alone. Like it was not like we were going into so many forums or meetings or this CII. This came later into, you can say, 2007, ending 2007. So even at that point of time, you were right. But slowly, I see a lot of women are nowadays, they are coming into being. So earlier it was not like very much active in these kind of forums, but once we are, done with our system, once we are established in, stable in our own business, then we went into this. Things were much better.
Yesterday I told my mom that I would be meeting you, and ma'am, my mom has a question for you. She said, ask her if your mom pushed you into it or it was your own initiative. Although by listening to your story, I got to know that was your own initiative.
As far as I know, there are two kinds of entrepreneurs. Basically, one who are born entrepreneurs, who have that kind of passion, energy, and enthusiasm. Right from the college itself, they have this dream of getting into entrepreneurship, things like that. I don't have such dreams as such, to be honest. The other people are whom, destiny, they made them to enter into entrepreneurship. They got that kind of the opportunity, and then they just flew with that. So I fall in the second category, basically. I don't have such dreams to be an entrepreneur, but this is, believe me, this is such an insect which, if it bites you, you can't even think of going back to job or things like that. Once you being into this, then there is no way back.
It's always good to be an entrepreneur.
That you wanted to.
I was just happy in my job, and earning and enjoying life and things like that. I never thought of getting into it. But once you taste it, and then end up with higher and higher plans.
Right. Who is your ideal entrepreneur by now?
I admire Chanda Kochhar a lot.
Okay.
I used to see her like, I met her at Time Magazine.
Okay. So, what was the best thing you liked about her?
I basically like she has spent almost 25 years with the ICICI Bank. She entered there as a trainee, and slowly developing and developing. So this is the kind of the books like basically. I used to see her, admire her, and that it's kind of energy giving inspiration for me.
Did you attend the Goldman Sachs program?
In Chandigarh?
No, that's on the Goldman Sachs partner in ISB Hyderabad.
I did that in Bangalore, not in Hyderabad. After Bangalore, it used to happen at Hyderabad. I got a call from there also, but
So how is that moment?
it was good. It was really good. I mean, we met with John Mullins and Morello. They were the two professors from London School of Business over there.
You said?
John Mullins and Morello.
Okay.
They were two professors from London School of Business. They basically came. John Mullins even went to Hyderabad.
Now we have ISB here in Mohali probably.
Right. I don't know the guy who's inspiring session. They help you develop, how to do the business planning and
Yes, ma'am. They have got so many institutions, a couple of institutions So it's kind of student exchange programs, and then one student learns from the other, and they are exchanging their plans. And now I have received so many calls from Bangalore and Bombay. Yeah, boss, I want to do a workshop here in Chandigarh. So let me know. मैं कब आऊँ. So students are exchanging business now. So अब पहले किसी की हिम्मत नहीं होती थी कि आफ्टर 25 बच्चे ये सोचते थे कि आफ्टर 25 वी कैन डू सम बिजनेस काइंड ऑफ स्टफ. बट नाउ जैसे ही कॉलेज में कोई आता है इन द एज ऑफ 17 और 18, वो बस कॉलेजेस में जाते हैं और कोई कहते हैं मैंने वर्कशॉप करवानी है, कोई कहता है मैंने कुछ करवाना है. दे आर एक्सचेंजिंग थिंग्स इन अ वेरी यंग एज. So it's NEN supported students at a very good scale. Like we are organizing one event that we have told you earlier, that NEN EV. So इसमें they are calling everyone at one place at Bangalore. Every college, I mean they have selected so many colleges. Like what special they have done, they are selecting them and they are giving awards to them, like national awards. Like there are so many different awards NEN is giving to different colleges. So this brings so many, this boosts their confidence that okay, I've got a national award, now I can do something good. National organization is supporting us. So this helps us a lot.
To do this course in Chandigarh also.
Yeah, they,
Did they?
no, they didn't. There was a program in Bangalore, Goldman Sachs did.
But that was for women entrepreneurs.
Government.
That's
Even
purely
in
for
Chandigarh
women.
also for the women entrepreneurs.
Chandigarh they don't. Probably they'll have it once the ISB campus is operational. Only that time they will.
So what are the domains now, in your opinion, are now coming up? What spaces are now which are not yet to be tapped? What is something new coming up in the business apart from IT vertical?
I can't comment much on that. I got a lot of this also. Like, day before yesterday, I was just listening to that Obama speech also regarding that election. So I don't know like where the whole economy is going into. So you can't basically actually assess like what's going to be the boom area and what's going to happen in the So I don't have a perfect view on that. Maybe down the line, say 2 years back, we were thinking like this nanotechnology would be this coming to be a very So you can't predict.
Has a chance to be funded also?
Not yet.
Not yet. So it's self-sustaining.
We are not actually, I mean, numbers here. We did raise deal that is, you can say, very good at that kind of time. So it was very difficult to manage at that point of time. Managing the cash flows with the team also, so many good people. They were there at that point of time. We didn't make any layoffs when everybody was doing it. But suddenly when the market revives, you have a good set of persons or the team, you can say. Some people left when they get good offers outside. So that was a time, when we a little bit disturbed or that kind of thing. But then slowly things revived and that was a phase past.
But then you are doing the process stuff.
That
You
was the
already
time
have so much biodatas, you can call anyone, any job so quickly.
We couldn't keep the database actually with us.
I'm just joking.
But there was a time when we developed this product and right now things are very much better. We are doing well with the services and the product also.
That's what a company requires, actually, a complete balance.
Services, no doubt, profits are much higher in that. Product, lot of investment is required. We spent almost 3 years working on that, coming up to that accuracy level as that of the competitors. But now it's the time when we can really have some fruits.
What type of products we are into manufacturing? What type of products?
It's basically a resume parser. It works on the parsing technology. So it attracts the your required information from a given database.
Okay.
What is it that differentiates your services? I mean, product is something that you've developed. In terms of services, what differentiates you from your competitors?
We have expertise in 2-3 domains basically. One is the jewelry, We've done that photos from last few days. And we have a stable client with us from more than 4.5 years. So client preferences always matters. So otherwise the technology is the same. The way you are working on the guidance. So once the specialization and then the client side. That is it's very difficult. I used to work for 16 to 17 hours a day, I mean. And that was the time when kids also get neglected and things like that. But once you attain that level, then you can obviously work. I can manage now like 6 to 7 hours a day. That's enough for me.
6 to 7 hours for your family.
6 to 7 hours a day, the work, right? Earlier it used to be 16 to 18 hours. But then you develop that kind of processes, you know. You streamline those, you know, your areas, your domains.
You have a mother-in-law?
Yes, I do have.
Obviously, she has money.
She supports you or is something?
So she is very supportive. Right now also she is taking care of my 2.5-month baby.
Smart question. No.
What I feel is an entrepreneur needs a mother. To be very honest.
Mother or mother-in-law?
Mother. So mother-in-law is a mother also for you.
I think entrepreneur only needs a passion or balance.
Because I'm not able to, because from last 2 years I'm working for entrepreneurship cell only. I'm not into business, but still I'm not able to manage things for my mother, for my family, for my friends. I don't know why I'm so lazy or what.
See, I learned two things in life basically. Either you convince or be convinced. So either you convince them or either you be convinced.
Very good.
It's the belief.
Yeah, it's the belief.
Whatever comes in your way, just convince them and
Otherwise, you know, if you are determined to do a certain things, you have that kind of the energy. Now you, I mean, nobody can stop you. You will find your way. Either this or that. If you have to do, you have to do. No other choice.
That word.
Between
You and Millie.
yeah, we do agree that we disagree.
Okay.
See, it's being recorded actually.
That's hardly matter. I mean, that's an honest answer. Even he
We
knows
first
that.
do the screening and then we put it up.
You can even. So we have. I mean, some people say we don't, you know, take work home and things like that. But we are the two who are eating and reading and, you know, doing everything, working all the time. I mean, it's not work, it's our way of life basically. So we have been discussing all these things. Suddenly we realized while traveling also, like, you know, kids are sitting at the back seat. So let's stop talking. Let's talk something else. But it's our way of life. I mean, we have been working 24 hours, planning or thinking or strategy, things like that. They have his, Vinay has his own domains, I have my own area. I mean, he looks after sales, I take care of all the finances, and being into my own company, then HR and, you know, things like that. So the decisions in my domains are mine. He has nothing to do with that. And apart, as far as his domains are concerned, he is the person.
So how big is the team in the office now?
We are 50 plus as of now.
All development?
No. We are around 35 people in the development. Rest are the others. 12 people you can say. Sales plus HR and admin and others. So we have a small group of people, not much. Mid-sized company.
So how do you motivate your team?
That's a challenge actually. We have a fun group actually over there.
Okay.
We have a small fun group in the office. So every Friday we have some fun activities. That group decide what to do, what not to do, and that really gives kind of energy.
Every week?
Every week. For 1 hour we do that. On a very economic side, not much expenses there. But you know, they are open to get their kids and the family in that 1 hour session. and we had a good fun. Then every 3 months we have some parties or things like that. Recently we hired People Factor, Parul Pandey. She also, developed all kind of things, revived all policies and things like that. These are the areas which really disturb people and nature policies and things like that. So keeping all these things in mind also. Fun plus, making them comfortable. We had this audit done with our company, Great Place to Work With. So that also gives us lot many clues what to do, what not to do. That really make the show run.
I have one last question. When these guys want to ask. So, what is the most toughest challenge an entrepreneur faces? Most toughest, which is like whether it's the team, taking the team together, whether it is fighting the market